6 teams started in this venue. We are now down to 2. It is final Sunday here at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in 2024. Lithuania taking on the host nation, Puerto Rico. Fans starting to trickle in into El Choli Arena. We've had 12,000 plus in this venue twice this week. We expect 12,000 plus to be here tonight. The road to the Olympics. There are the 11 teams that have qualified for Paris in 2024 in alphabetical order. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Serbia, South Sudan, the US, Brazil, Greece, and one more remains. Lithuania trying to get there. Once again, they had their hearts broken the last FIBA OQTs. They hosted it and lost to Luka Doncic and Slovenia at home. That broke up a streak of 9 straight Olympic appearances. So they're back here again, this time on the road in San Juan, Puerto Rico, to try and break the host nation's hearts on the other end. Lithuania have won 20 of their last 22 Olympic qualifying tournament games. The last time they played a team from the Americas, 5 times, in fact, they played a team from the Americas. They've won all 5 by an average margin of 14.2 points per game. They don't like playing close games against teams from the Americas. They hope this one is not close tonight. They want to take control early and get this crowd out of it and punch their ticket to Paris. The noise will let you know that the host nation is about to be introduced. Here in the finals, Puerto Rico took care of business against Bahrain. They finally defeated Italy. After 13 tries and 13 failures, they got it done at home. And defeated Mexico on Saturday night in the semifinals by 20. And now they are 1 win away from getting back to the Olympic Games for the first time in 20 years. What a party it would be here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, if they're able to get it done. Standing in their way is a team they've never beat before. 3 tries trying to get past Lithuania, and 3 failures. Will the 4th time be the charm for Puerto Rico? We are moments away from tip-off. We'll have the starting lineup and the tip to tonight's final game. But first, the national anthems.
Stand up for the national anthem. We start with the national anthem of Lithuania.
other OQTs, saw Brazil go through to the Olympic Games, saw Spain go through to the Olympic Games, and Greece. So the home teams are 2-1. Puerto Rico trying to make them 3-1. Welcome into El Choli Arena. Carl Gay alongside former Canadian national team member Javon Shepard. And this place is going to be filled with red shirts. The Puerto Rican Basketball Federation urging the fans to wear red entering this arena. A sea of red, but there'll be a little mix of green as well, as 500 Lithuanian fans also in the building. The three officials who will be in charge of this game, Condi, Rosso, and Bartel from Spain, France, and Uruguay, three of the best on the planet, reffing such an important matchup tonight. Chance at the Olympic Games on the line. All right, Javon, here's the starting five for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you look at the starting five, Puerto Rico, they have Tremont Waters in that lineup, right? And we know what he's capable of. He gets everybody involved. This team, they want to get up and down. They want to shoot the three ball. They play extremely fast, right? They've got to make sure that they control the turnovers and just really handle the pressure and the physicality of Lithuania, right? They're going to have the fans behind them charged up. And this man right here, Jose Alvarado, yes, he can score the basketball. Yes, he can shoot the three ball. But what's been impressive for me is he's been an energizer bunny, right? His personality, his character, and everything about him is infectious. He plays emotional. He gets his entire crowd going. And when he starts scoring the basketball, right, it completely changes this team and gives him a whole new dimension.
Head coach Nelson Colon has been in charge of this program since 2021. He came up as an assistant coach, so passionate, so emotional on the sideline. Would love to get it done here at home. On the other side, Lithuania, they've been to the Olympic Games. They know that. They want to get back there after having their hearts broken at home last time around.
Right away, the starting five right here, they've got to control the tempo of this game. They've got to control the pace. They've got to continue to play their brand of basketball with physicality, rebound, win the turnover margins, and more importantly, defend the three ball. They have a star, Domantas Sabonis. And yes, his numbers don't jump out at you. 13 points per game on 64% from two, just under 10 rebounds. But what he does that makes him so special is all the intangibles, all the little things, rebounding the basketball, running baseline to baseline, first big down the floor, setting hard screens, creating advantages from those screens for his teammates, and just doing the little things, big hands, and really passing the basketball. This is going to be a heavyweight bout.
Coach Mark Svedis also taking over this program in 2021. Love to get Lithuania back to the Olympic Games. Countdown to tip-off presented by Tissot inside of a minute. Before we get this party started here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Lithuania led by Domantas Sabonis, and Javon just mentioned, he really personifies what this team's all about. A physical, interior player that has a will to win. And on the other side, Jose Alvarado personifies what Puerto Rico's about. Great guard play, getting up and down the floor, and great defense.
It's funny, I'm looking on the sideline here, I'm seeing guys that I played against, you know, J.J. Barrera, Carlos Arroyo, and then I look at this team right here, and it's almost like they just continue to pump those guards through this country, right? You have, you know, a number of them, Pavel that comes off the bench, Howard that comes off the bench, Tremont Waters, Jose Alvarado. They just continually have these 6'1", 6-foot guards that can shoot it, crafty, and continue to put pressure on your defense because they can do so much off of the dribble.
Well, in my opinion, the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament is the most unrelenting, unforgiving tournament we have at the senior men's national team level. But it could be so rewarding when you win it. One of these teams will achieve that award tonight here in San Juan.
We have Alvarado and Tremont Waters both in the starting lineup. So they've actually gone a little smaller with this line right here. And they've got to use right away. You know that Lithuania is going to try and punch it inside and take advantage of that size. Puerto Rico, if they can get up, get the rebound, they've been a better rebounding team. If they can start and get up the floor quick, get into their actions quick, get quick shots early in the offense, they've been really good. Get on the offensive board. Sometimes you're getting yourself 2-3 shots in one possession, in one sequence.
We started with 6, we're down to 2. Only one will remain. A trip to Paris on the line. Off we go from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Lithuania with the first possession. Jokubaitis at Sabonis now. Romero starts on Sabonis. A good matchup to watch. Sabonis slithering along the baseline, give it away. Waters fouled on the floor, and you talked about the quickness of the guards off the top. And Tremont Waters getting the first foul on Jokubaitis.
Right away, right, you force a turnover, great hands on the defensive side. Tremont Waters in transition. Nobody out here is going to be able to guard him. He's getting up the floor in 3 to 4 seconds and gets a shot, gets a foul. Like, those are the plays that you want from Puerto Rico. Picks up a foul here.
Kevicius getting the start after starting on the bench the last 2 games. In large part due to his defense. He's guarding Waters right now. Romero to the rim. Romero averaging 7 here in this tournament. They're going to look for his scoring inside. Dragonis, the highest scorer here at the OQTs, misses his first look. And it's Alvarado on the run. Great defense there by Kevicius, standing in his way to slow down that fast break opportunity. Alvarado snakes the dribble. Romero inside. Condon on the perimeter. Back to the basket move. It was blocked there by Zedekelskas. Kevicius inside to look Jokubaitis. Jokubaitis with the size advantage on Waters. Takes the bump, counted, and the foul.
Waters are trying to use his quickness. Just got caught, just got stuck in that last second here. You can see great job protecting the basketball. It's coming across the body, and the concentration just to shoot the ball off the glass and through the contact.
Geometry there for Jokubaitis. He's averaging 6.3 in the tournament. Hasn't shot the ball well. Saw that one go through. Maybe that gets him going here in the final. Able to complete the 3-point play. Romero will wait for the screen from Romero. Condon now looking to go to work on the block. Condon patient right now. Condon chiseling his way inside and able to get the reverse. Alvarado for 3. Woo! Offensive rebounding, favorable that time for Puerto Rico.
Well, that's exactly what I mentioned, right? You get an early offense, get a touch in the post. Condon got a little bit too deep for the offensive rebound, and Alvarado right in that right corner, ready to shoot it.
Sabonis inside was doubled, poked out of his hands. Waters has it, he's on the run, and he's fouled by Dragonis. Once again, Waters getting out in transition and forcing Lithuania to foul.
Right, creating some offense from your defense. That's twice now that they got some steals, got 2 steals on the defensive side. Get out in transition. They picked up 2 fouls there, but it's those pesky hands, and Lithuania has to do a better job of not getting that ball on the floor. You're playing against smaller guards. They're lower to the ground, right? They're going to be able to stick that hand in there and get a touch on the ball.
It'll be Waters. He'll take a 3. Left it short. Sabonis vacuums in that rebound. Kevicius looking to take advantage of his size right now on Waters. Killed his dribble in a very poor area of the floor. Wants to make way for Sabonis. Sabonis banging on Romero. That's 2 big bodies. Alvarado comes down with the steal. Alvarado in transition. Jose off to a quick start with 5 of the 7 points. Dragonis is fouled. You can hardly hear the whistle here right now. Refs are coming together because one official had a foul on the baseline and one had one out on the perimeter. Let's see what they decide. Side out Lithuania basketball. Alvarado picks up his first foul. Second team foul.
Yeah, that's fine, right? Puerto Rico playing some good defense. There's 3 turnovers that they forced, and that ball's going in the post. They're doing a good job of collapsing, getting all hands in there, and being active.
Rico showing a zone here. Sabonis inside, misses the bunny. Condit comes away with the rebound. Alvarado, who's feeling it, crosses the timeline. Jose puts it up for three. Off the mark, Dragonis, leading scorer here at this OQT, vacuums in the rebound. Dragonis now on the low. It's a hard screen from Sabonis, maybe too hard. It's an offensive foul. And Pinero says, get on your feet, San Juan.
Romero, he's tough. He's tough, and guards getting in there. 3 red shirts. Now you get on transition, and this is where Alvarado is really good, taking it to the heart of the defense. A nice lay.
Pinero now looking for Waters. Waters using the Romero screen inside the Pinero. Great pass.
Tremont Waters isn't getting enough credit for the type of player that he is. Everybody's looking at the role of Romero there. He does a good job of sipping that pass to Condit in the block in the dunking spot.
Jokubaitis and Alvarado are battling right now. Jokubaitis using the off arm to create some space, but couldn't get it to go. Here's Waters now, trotting in the front court. Waters, great pace to his game. Behind the back to Condit.
Hey! We came to play! If I'm not mistaken, he went behind his back and threaded the needle with that pass, and the pass was on the money. Here you see right here, just that left-handed crisp pass, Condit finish, just knowing exactly what to do it. Nice pass, punch.
Puerto Rican guards right now are just attracting so much attention, and there's space for the rollers to get to the rim.
Well, they're so crafty, and they're coming out with those ball screens, and they're forcing the bigs to commit. But where you have to give them so much credit is, yeah, they're getting the bigs to commit. They have 2 defenders on them, but their ability to make those passes with precision, they're just so surgical right now.
Lukas Kuzminskis into the game here for Lithuania, playing in his 80th game on the senior national team stage. Once played more games than him on this roster for Lithuania. He takes the 3, trying to silence the crowd, can't get it to go. Dragonis thought about it, kicks it to Jokubaitis. Jokubaitis attacking, was fouled, counted. He'll go to the line for one more. That's the 2nd foul now on Alvarado here in the first.
Good attack, knows he has the advantage, protects the basketball. Alvarado, careless reach, and again the concentration for Jokubaitis. And I'm a little curious as to why Lithuania right now is playing so much perimeter basketball. You know, using ball screens as opposed to getting into the blocks against those too small defenders. When you have Sabonis on the floor, not much of a shooter, you give Romero and Condit the option to sag off and help on those ball screens a bit more, as opposed to those guys just punching it inside against some of the smaller defenders.
See if they take your advice the next trip down. Right now they got to defend. And Puerto Rico turns it over.
Give Romero some credit as well. He's doing a good job of showing on those ball screens and then recovering back in time. But if Sabonis is not going to be much of a shooting threat, then you know, they're not doing themselves any justice.
Excuse me, it's Puerto Rico basketball. They reset the shot clock back to 14. Alvarado for 3.
can't lose him. You cannot lose him.
From three-point range in this tournament, shooting 44% from deep coming into this game. He's already knocked down 2 here tonight.
If he's out to 25 feet, that's still NBA range for him.
Bergonis drills a 3. Speaking of red-hot three-point shooting, Bergonis shooting 50% from 3 in the tournament.
Fuego.
Romero was blocked there by Sabonis as he stood his ground inside. Now Sabonis leading the break. Kevichus right to the rim, and he rocks it. A good response from Lithuania here after the timeout. Now down only 3. Waters trying to get it in his bag. Finds Condit. Good ball fake by Condit to the rim. Blocked by Sabonis, and it goes off Condit. We're going the other way.
Great job by Sabonis there. Contesting the shot. Condit pleading his case to the officials right now. But a terrific job, just knowing that Condit is attacking the basket, staying vertical, not leading, not fouling, and forcing that ball off of Condit. You're getting a look at a broken play, and Condit catches the basketball. A big, but terrific job right here. Terrific job.
Kevichus into the game now, 43 in white, came up big. The win against Côte d'Ivoire, knocked down a huge 3 to secure that 4-point victory. Lithuania now using the ball screen. Sabonis is stripped by Chris Ortiz. It's going to stay here with 7 to shoot.
And that action there, they run that ball screen. He gets that short pocket pass towards that single side. So there's one defender on that side. They have to make a choice. Are you helping? If they help, they know that he's a willing passer.
Bonus catches. 5 to shoot. It's Kuzminskis. Leaves it. Kevichus for 3. That's off the mark. Alvarado, smallest guy on the court with the rebound. And he was rolled up under by Kevichus, and lucky that he's going to come away without injury. It was a very dangerous play there.
Number 51,
Here it is.
Number 92,
Body's going for it. That move by Alvarado. Stay down a bit. Let me get some rest. A lot of energy in here. Let me catch my breath.
By the way, an important foul there. That is the 14th foul for Lithuania now. The eternity here in this first period. Alvarado. Waters for 3. Novus is fresh into the game. Rebounds that basketball. Condit did a good job of working hard to prevent Sabonis from trying to post up, and he kicked the ball out of bounds. So that will set the shot clock back to 14 and allow David Reed to enter the game. Reed making his senior national team debut at this tournament. This is his 4th game in a Puerto Rico uniform. And Gian Clavel also coming into the game, replacing Alvarado, who gets a nice hand as he exits. Kevichus knifing his way in. Sabonis, that's a great cut by Kuzminskis, and he pounds it home.
Great strong side cut. And a great pass, threading the needle in tight space. Just being aware. Soft hands, big time finish.
Gonna be Waters, deep 3. It's 2 shots now, quick trigger from Tremont Waters. Lithuania now looking to take the lead on this possession, weathering the storm a little bit here in San Juan. Sabonis patient on the block, battling with Condit. That's a tough move.
And he just moved Condit out of the way, just completely displaced him. Now that they have Condit matched up against Sabonis, they've gone to that single side and open side ball screen to get him a look.
Condit trying to return the favor on the other end. Can't get it to go between 2 defenders, and Sabonis gallops back the other way. Sabonis wanted it, he still wants it. They find him. Sabonis for 2. Domantas Sabonis coming alive now.
He is. He knows he has this matchup. He's feasting. He smells blood in Condit, but he had Romero on him. Romero has a bit more size, a bit more physicality. Not as easy to navigate.
There's 4 points and counting after back-to-back buckets. Waters inside to Condit. They kick it back out Ortiz. And Ortiz on a lazy pass got away with it. It's going to be Puerto Rico possession. 5 to shoot. Waters will take a breather, and that will bring in Jordan Howard, who had a big third game, and the win against Mexico coming off the bench. His three-point shooting lit this arena up.
I feel like every time he touches the basketball and puts it up, it's a good shot. The rotation looks good, solid base. You mentioned that the other night. He's a really good, sound, fundamental player.
Shooting 64% from three-point range here in Puerto Rico. Clavel for 3. It's a tough look. It's 3 straight possessions where Puerto Rico settled for a 3. And they've allowed Lithuania to creep back in with a 3-point lead. Cavicius. Villalobos attacking. Yunus into the game for the first time. Behind the back, it's Kuzminskis, patient for 3. Off the mark, he thought more about drawing the foul than making the shot. Cavicius didn't get it off in time. Shot clock violation.
Puerto Rico's got to make sure that they run their offense crisp and execute in the half court. Now that emotions have settled, the dust has settled a bit, they're not forcing Lithuania into turnovers and getting out and running. They really haven't gotten that many good looks in the half court. So now you got to be a bit more intentional and run through your stuff. Trust your offense.
Well, will initiate this offense. Dusha just checked into the game. Now on, and you see Puerto Rico in the drought, nearly 4 minutes and counting. Under a minute to play here in the first period. Winner moves on to Olympic Games in Paris. Reed for 3. Evan Reed shooting 40% in this tournament from 3-point range. Drills his first one tonight. Monty Eunice banging on Toro, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Monty Eunice, great read on that action there. Post up, gets 2 dribbles to the paint, and the hesitation just to force Reed, allow him to dig down low. You can see it here on the dig, and then scoops it through, gets himself a foul. Just keeping that ball alive. And here you see Reed coming off the screen. Monty Eunice a bit too low. Man down, man down.
It's the 40th time Monty Eunice has appeared for the senior national team as he knocks down the first free throw. You know, he had some time in the NBA with the Houston Rockets, Orange Pelicans, San Antonio Spurs last season, playing with AS Monaco in the French League. You see his averages here in the tournament. He's more of a backup center now at this point in his career, behind the guys like Sabonis, and when Valanciunas is in the lineup, he backs him up as well. Knocks down both free throws there. But having him on the floor is normally a calming presence.
When you have somebody with that much experience, right, they step onto the floor, you know that you dump the ball into them, they can deliver, right? And they can force the defense to commit. They can create an advantage for you. And on the defensive side, any mistake or miscommunication or mishap, they're going to clean up on the backside for you or have a presence. It helps.
Just about a 3-second difference between shot and game clock as Howard looks to go to work. He's got to move quickly now. Howard to the rim.
He said everything he puts up is gold. He just knows how to score. He's an efficient scorer.
Howard's bucket ends the first quarter the same way we started it, in a tie game. 19-all after the first 10 minutes of play here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Get an opportunity to see the first quarter, stats. And a 3-ball helping Puerto Rico to that advantage, but Lithuania sort of found their rhythm midway through that verse and figured it out.
Yeah, an experienced group, right? So they knew that, you know, the first couple baskets, the first couple possessions in this game, this crowd was going to energize Puerto Rico, and that they did. They weathered the storm. Puerto Rico, you can see, made some big plays like this right here, behind the back, thread the needle, dunk me. And they just had fun out there. You know, great intense first quarter. We're still 0-0 going into the second one. But you can see the contrasting styles between both teams. Lithuania a bit more half court. They're going to play a bit slower. Puerto Rico far more emotional. They play off and feed off the emotion of this crowd. They're going to get up and down. They're going to shoot the basketball at a high clip, a high volume. But they're also going to have to find ways to slow down and score in the half court as well, right? This game, it's a game of runs. You know, Puerto Rico had their punch first. Lithuania found a way to ease back into this thing. Now the second quarter is where we're really going to start to see some adjustments.
And Coach Cologne likes what he sees so far from his squad. Battle of two bigs down low, Condit and Sabonis. It's been a thrilling game to start things off. Coach Martinez also should be impressed with the way his team is able to battle back after being down in the first quarter. Scan the QR code on your screen right now for the courtside 1891 app. Stream, schedule, scores, and so much more. Courtside 1891, your home for international basketball. A great scene here, 12,000 plus in El Choli Arena. Most wearing red. It's a sea of red here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as they try to get back to the Olympic Games for the first time in 20 years. Lithuania trying to start a new streak that came to an end. The last OQTs that spanned over 9 Olympic Games. They lost at home to Slovenia in 2021. Want to erase that memory. Love to get it done here. Punch their ticket to Paris. Reed on the floor right now. The foul is away from the basketball as Howard was trying to cut.
Howard there, it's a tough action as well to cover, especially with the guy that can shoot the basketball like Howard. He initiates the offense, he gets under the basket. You have a single double, he has the option of coming off a single screen on the left side or coming off the double screen on the right side. Picks up a foul, does a good job of changing pace and forcing that foul.
Dimsha picked up the foul there as he was trying to tag. Keep an eye on that set once again. Howard lifts this time, comes to the logo for the Rock. Draws two, but he gave it away. Novis, an easy two.
Looked like he thought about the dunk for a second. He said, I'm going to save my energy. I'm going to save my energy.
Couldn't get the steps right to throw it down.
Great job getting the hand on it and getting out.
Grateful for it because it saves my voice for another highlight. Howard attacking. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for two. Well, you've been impressed with what Jordan Howard's put on display here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, outside of that turnover, as we see.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out.
But Howard has been able to kind of play within himself in the role that he's on this team.
Been impressed because he's coming off the bench behind Waters, behind Alvarado, and still finding a way to impact the game. Now, doesn't have the basketball in his hand tremendous amount of time. Is he playing grand minutes? No, but the efficiency in which he's playing with. And I think that's so important for players at this level, playing for their national teams. Is you're not going to be a star on your team, right? But how can you come in your 5 minutes or 10 minutes and impact the game and influence the game? And he done an incredible job with that. Howard's been a +12 his time on the floor throughout this tournament. To your point, he's only playing about 14 minutes per game. Positive impact when he's out there. McCavish just misses the float. Ortiz vacuums in the rebound. Howard looking to push. He's fouled by Kuzminskis in the backcourt. You can't defend that. There's nothing you can do there. Kuzminskis, you have to pick up that foul. Full speed, coming at you, full tilt, go behind his back. Am I going right? Am I going left? You know what? Let's just slow this up. Let's slow this up. You're going to play in the half court. It's the third team foul for Lithuania here, a minute into the quarter. Puerto Rico took advantage of the foul line against Mexico, getting 24 free throws in that game to Mexico's 2. Good strip there by Novis. Pushes back the other way. Foul coming across the lane. His body's hit the deck. That was Monty Eunice. Just peeled off the deck. It's a matchup they'll probably look for because Toro's matchup with Monty Eunice gives up a little size. Yeah, if they can get that ball right back into Monty, that's something they have to look for. Don't waste no time. You have 70 seconds on the clock. Toro was bear hugging Monty Eunice there. A bad pass, but somehow Kuzminskis comes up with it. 2 in the corner, no spacing. Very wild possession offensively. Hands in a wild shot. Novis cleans it up. And finally, Kuzminskis gets it to go. That's that play in the playbook called try and try again. Just how they drew it up. Just how they looked for it. Exactly how they wanted it.
Clavel. Manimus did a good job moving his feet that time. Clavel spins one way, goes the other. Follow away not there. Nova says, get out of the way, to your point. Lithuania now trying to pound it inside a little bit more. Well, making Villanovan's work for this. Manimus puts it on the deck. How about this?
Well, that's what they should have went right away. I know Novus thought he had a better matchup. Monteudis is a big body man, and he has about 3 inches. Pleading his case to the refs right now because he got a foul. May have a little blood there.
Got popped in the mouth. He's upset about it. Well, that leads to a timeout. And we'll get a chance to listen in to the Puerto Rican huddle.
Besito, besito. Y ya Mario se quitó todos estos juegos, pero él no se los quitó. Esos teléfonos. Espérate, hijo. Espérate. ¿Qué tú haces? Espérate el teléfono. ¿Pero qué es esto? Ahora la llamada.
So let's see if we can see here where Manimus got popped right there. By Toro, there's no call, so it was just a basket. Led to a timeout. By the way, if you were wondering why the crowd erupted during that last timeout, the kiss cam was happening here inside the arena. There was a lot going on the screen that elicited a reaction from 12,000 plus here at Old Choli Arena. So 5-point advantage for Lithuania here. And that prompts Jose Alvarado and Tremont Waters to come off the bench for Puerto Rico. Remember, Alvarado playing with those 2 fouls. Waters standing on the logo. Wants a screen. No one's coming. Finally, Ortiz sees it. They get the switch. Waters for 3. Off the mark. All of the grabs where Novus pulls it down. Cavicius, he floats it home.
And now Lithuania using defense to create some of their offense. A good job with the ball screen they had. Waters about 30 feet out, got the initial switch. The clock was winding down. They sent 2 at him as he's taking that tough shot.
This is the largest lead of the game now for Lithuania. Alvarado almost threw it away. Ortiz had to save it. Alvarado from the corner for 3. His 3rd triple now in the game. Villanovan's working on Reed. Slips in the paint, throws it away. That's going to bring Pergonis back into the game for Lithuania. Disha will sit. Ismael Romero checks into the game again. And Toro will sit. Got to get it in. Just did. Alvarado now turning the corner on Pergonis. Ortiz, good up fake. Then lost the rock. Kuzminskis. Pergonis, they go inside. Manimus is fouled by Romero. Kuzminskis will get back to the bench. Zerkowskis will come back in. Lithuania makes subs. It's probably a like for like. They're not bringing in small guards or small wings.
No.
Reed on a 3-on-1. Alvarado for 3. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Alvarado on the deck, grabs it. Waters now has it. He's attacking the rim. Got it in the air, threw it to Romero. Romero now needs to find a guard. Shot off the mark, and it just feels like Waters is a little bit out of it. And the foul's going to be called, and Villanobis as he banged into Alvarado. Two players are going for the ball that time. A tough call to be on Villanobis, and he took the worst of it as he's still down on the floor in pain.
Yeah, at that point, we're probably just reading the game, how helter-skelter it's been. It's probably been best to come up with that possession right there. Martinez trying to make the home run play. Alvarado jumping out of nowhere, playing free safety. At that point, you probably should just held the basketball. It's still 5:41 in this quarter. Probably more important to value the possession. And Lithuania is not a transition team, so you still would have got a really good offensive set, really good offensive look, just getting the ball over half and getting into your half-court set.
See there, Villanobis still in pain. He's on his feet right now, being attended to by the trainers. And Coach Malfidis just brought his team together and did the international sign for calm down. Coming in to check on Villanobis. He's limping. Alvarado is grabbing his. Seemed like he got a cramp on that play. Stretching it out while we were in the replay. Villanobis looks to be okay. Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him. He fell on the ground pretty hard.
Guys are playing hard right now, man. So think about that. That's a loose ball. Both guys are in the mid-air going for it.
See Tremont Waters right now at the foul line, just going through the free throw shooting routine just to calm down the nerves. It does feel like he's playing a little bit out of himself right now at the point guard position, which is very rare for a guy of his sort of stature.
Well, the stakes are so high right now in both teams. There's some tightness. It's almost like trying to hold water. You just can't. But you want to make the big play. You want to make the home run play. You want to win so much. You want that possession so much. It takes a lot of experience and a lot of just maturity to understand. Like it's a 40-minute game. Yes, every possession counts. You got to win over 40 minutes, right? Break this thing up into 4-minute segments.
Waters still hasn't scored in this game. 0 for 3 from the field. Excuse me, 0 for 6 from the field. Mr. Waters. Gomez. It's kicked away by Alvarado, who's still kind of limping. Nelson Cologne looking on. It's always interesting when you get an opportunity to take in a game at the international level with energy like this in the building. Puerto Rico is down by 4. It feels like they're up by 4 because the crowd is so into this game.
Spirited and enthused.
Kevich just left it short on the 3. Condon's back into the game. Alvarado inside. Condon can't get it to go. Romero skies. He can't get it to fall. Bodies crashing together. Ragonis comes away with the rebound and picks up a foul.
You can tell, right, the nerves that you mentioned with Waters. You see that a number of guys. That's a finish that Condon could have easily laid up right at the basket on that roll. Boyvin dumped it. Romero. Recent ball stole.
And he's getting booed from the crowd here. That's just the rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico. Still, of course, the Mexican point guard. Lost yesterday in the semifinals to Puerto Rico, and Sabonis bangs home a dunk.
If he's still getting boos, if he's getting some form of love, he's doing something right. You're getting some attention, you've done something right. Great job, Paul.
Waters, step aside 3, finally gets one to drop. Missed his first 6 shots of the game. Maybe that one gets him going.
Might be nerves, but he's a tough cookie mentally. Right? That shooting has not phased him. Went up and made the toughest one.
Lokabaitis responds with a 3.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Good look to the right
Alvarado hiding behind the Romero screen. Draws two, keeps the dribble alive, floats it. And he's going to get the bounce. And there's going to be a foul. So count the basket. And Grigonis is going to get called for the foul. And Pinheiro is going to toe the line.
Alvarado dribbling around that half circle, just tiptoeing around. A little ode to Carlos Arroyo there. And then the short little floater. Touched every part of that rim.
So Pinheiro goes to the line after the Alvarado floater. And he's going to have 2 free throws here as he knocks down the first. Pinheiro playing for Palencia in the ACB. In his role on the national team, he's just a guy that's going to defend and make sure that there's someone out there for the hustle play. And he's done that so far in this tournament.
And he does it at a high level as well. Right, does all the dirty work. Right, just knows that it's a guard-oriented team with those 2 guys and the other 2 coming off the bench. I need to set screens, I need to rebound, I need to run, and I've done my job.
Kevicius on the baseline, gave it away, and then crashes into Waters, whose left leg got caught on Bukevicius, and he's down and in pain.
Second personal foul number 51, Bukevicius.
Here, just really didn't. He gets that right leg. As soon as Waters is trying to turn and go, you can see the twist. And all of his weight came down.
Still down on the ground, not getting helped up.
See him get up. He's been beat up. Yesterday, he crashed into the cameras beside us.
Cut the top of his head.
Yeah.
And because the game was a blowout, he did not come back into the game. This has been a war for him over the last week.
There's an arm over his shoulder saying, I need you. JJ Barea looking on.
So Waters will take the free throws as Lithuania in the penalty. Draws the first. Waters won a BSN championship with Carolina last season. Went on to play in China with the Guangdong Southern Tigers, most prestigious team in China over there. And now is back home playing in the BSN once this tournament is over and maybe the Olympic Games are over. He's played a lot of basketball over the last 12 to 15 months.
That is a lot of mileage.
It doesn't look any worse for the wear. Back to a tie game. Body's hitting the deck as Kevicius got dumped. And our friends who are mopping up the floor after every body that hits the deck are getting their money worth tonight. They've been working them. It's been that type of game, very physical game, a low-scoring game so far. Tied at 32. Kevicius inside, Sabonis picks it back out. Kevicius for 3, it's off the mark. Grigonis with a strong rebound inside. Sabonis wants a Romero doing a great job and he gets rewarded. As the crowd rises to their feet. Now on the switch, Lokovitis to the corner. Kevicius for 3 again, can't get it to go. And we're going the other way.
Romero is doing a tremendous job. Right, he just spent that last possession forcing Sabonis out to the three-point line, denying him the basketball, and then when the ball gets swung, he's in the pick and roll. He's high up on the screen, moving his feet, and then here, right, keeps the ball alive, gets a tip on it, and forces it out on Lithuania. Right, that whole possession on the defensive side was Ishmael Romero.
Waters, step back 3. Off the mark, Condit battling between 4 white jerseys, couldn't come away with it as Grigonis does a good job of rebounding from the wing position, picks up his 5th rebound tonight. Sabonis down low. Dragonis, deep three. Off the mark. And that ball goes out of bounds.
That's another defensive possession made, created, and closed out by Romero. A dig in the post and then closing out on a three-point shooter. He's so versatile.
Doing the little things that just don't show up in the stat sheet.
At all, at all.
Waters.
That knee looks all right.
Waters may not have the touch from the outside, but finds his way inside it. Maybe they'll splash home too.
Got a little pep in his step. Ooh, nice, even now you don't.
So crafty, able to get his shot off oversized as well.
And he uses that hesitation that forces that weak side defender, or excuse me, that help defender to get back out to Alvarado. Just that subtle eye contact, that subtle hesitation, gets the defense up, gets to a spot, right up into his jump shot.
Puerto Rico takes a 2-point lead. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Winner moves on to Paris in the Olympic Games. Dragonis, watched by Reed. Kuzminskis this side for three. Can't get it to fall. Panera with the rebound. Waters with speed. Down the lane. They'll go to the line for two.
You know, when you got a new car, and you see change of speed, whoop, three defenders inside, and I'm still gonna get a shot up. You know, when you start learning about a new car, and they debut a new Lamborghini, a new Benz, a new BMW, and the first thing they tell you goes from 0 to 50 miles per hour in 2.3 seconds.
Right.
I feel that's got to be on Tremont Waters' scouting report. Goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a tenth of a second. Get there.
He is a blur. 7 points so far. Missing the first of 2 free throws. Goes 1 of 2 from the line on this trip. Kavish is back into the game for Lithuania, as is Thomas Dimša. Minute 34. Dragonis goes to the bench. Chance of defense coming in from this capacity crowd here at the El Choli Arena. Reed trying to clamp down on Dimša. 5 to shoot. Kuzminskis shows it. That's a 2. It's way short. And Waters with the rebound. Waters down the lane. That was tapped, but Condon is there to clean it up. Waters in Alvarado putting so much pressure on the bigs to help is allowing the Puerto Rican bigs to get second chance opportunities. Sabonis kicks it to the corner. Vucevic is for 3. That's a great pass from Sabonis.
Great pass, great kick out. Still a good job defensively by Puerto Rico. Somebody's got to stop him.
0 to 60 in a blur.
Somebody's got to stop him or take the key, something.
Shot clock unplugged here. Lithuania could hold for the final look. Everyone on their feet. Chanting defense. Kavicius uses Sabonis screen. Kavicius, a fall away three. That's way short. And Ramon clamps it down, slaps the basketball. And listen to this place as Puerto Rico leads by 4 at the half. First half stats on your screen right now. Small margin for Puerto Rico in front by 4 points as they are feeding off the energy that this crowd is giving them. Rebounding battle +6 for Lithuania. They've been able to move the ball well as well. 10 assists in that first half. Alvarado leads all scorers with 13 points. Jokubaitis leading away Lithuania. We knew he would have to match whatever Waters and Alvarado were going to bring to the table. And he's come to play so far. Let's take a look at some of the best plays from the second quarter. But before that, key players. Alvarado 13. He's played well. Sabonis 6 and 5. He's doing what he has to do inside.
Yeah, he's on pace to do what Sabonis does. And that's be a double-double machine. But they've done such a good job of just collapsing on him and committing to him as soon as he catches that basketball in the paint. You can tell there's an emphasis there. They're going to force Lithuania to beat him from the outside. Great job by Puerto Rico. Alvarado's done a great job just making big shots. I feel, Tremont has probably had a bit more impact and influence on this game. But both those guys are, a double-headed snake, a double-headed monster. And Lithuania's got to be a bit more prepared for both of those guys coming out in the second half. The big asterisk beside, there's a big asterisk beside Ishmael Romero's name for me. He only has 2 points, but he has completely changed and taken over this game defensively because of what he's doing in those ball screens. Hard throwing, moving his feet, getting the ball moving, and then recovering back to the bigs. And then even in the post, he's really standing up, Domantas Sabonis. And only 2 points, but in his minutes, his 8 minutes, his 11 minutes, they've won by 11 points.
He's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble, which is going to be so important in that second half. He and Condit need to stay on the floor for Puerto Rico to have a chance to get by Lithuania, punch their ticket to Paris. On the other side, the guards and the wings of Lithuania need to find a way to figure out how to slow down Waters and Alvarado, because we know they are coming in the second half. Sights, sounds, the pictures from this thrilling game thus far. 2 teams left, only 1 ticket on the line. Chance to go to Paris in the Olympic Games in 2024. We'll be back with more after this.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they'd do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
deep three. Shot that from Bayamon. Hello.
He's trying to find Buddy Hills. There's the alley-oop, and good night. DeAndre Ayton, that's what I call dominating. That puts a smile on VJ Edgecote's face. Post. Good defense. Now here comes, well, here we go. 17 years old, Mika Vernon. The Susie Yankee.
Caboclo with the slam. Chagas. Mendes. Oh, and for beats him. My word. Not today. Strautinch, Zorix, Mendes. Tomasz, Bertans, corner, three!
That's what a hot hand is.
Condon down the lane. George Condon pounding it home. The three, oh boy, what a way to finish the quarter. Turnover the keys, these two teams take care of their roster well. Look out. Sabonis with the poster finish.
Maybe it'll be close for half the game, 30 minutes, but 40-minute game, they really have an advantage.
Down the pump fake, sure step. Oh, my goodness! Look at this. Santi Adalma. Que pasa, amigo? Fake the dunk. Do you call that a baby windmill? What do you call this? What did we just witness? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back to El Choli Arena. 13,000 plus on hand to see this final matchup here in the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament 22-24. They've been treated to a good one, a 4-point game. Let's take a look at the top scorers here so far. And this one, it is Jose Alvarado leading the way with 13 big points. Here are some of his highlights and his best work through the first half. The other side, it's been Lukas Jokubaitis, who has led the way for Lithuania. 9 points in the first half. Here's a look at some of his highlights.
aggression in dealing with the guards of Puerto Rico and Alvarado and Tremont Waters. Both those guys have played 29 minutes and not one turnover. When you think about how many possessions the ball's in their hands, that is something that Lithuania has to look at. All their perimeter players, the bigs as well, is that those guys don't have a single turnover in 29 minutes combined, right? So whether it's on-ball pressure or off the ball, you need some deflections, you need some hands on the ball. You got to force those guys to be in uncomfortable situations.
Rokos Jokovitis, you saw him on your screen for an extended period of time. There was a lot of chatter in and around the Lithuanian contingent that has made the trip here to San Juan, Puerto Rico, whether it's the media or the fans that have been wanting more out of Jokovitis. He plays, obviously, in the ACB, had a great season with Barcelona this past year. And they expected him to really kind of break out here in this tournament. And we haven't seen that yet up until now.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the World Cup and he was the team's leading scorer. Yeah. So there is a lot of expectations rolling over, to the qualifiers right here. And I like that kind of pressure, right? Because that means your fan base cares. That means they're watching. That means they're in tune. And they've traveled here because they're passionate and patriotic. They want to see, their country advance to the Olympics. So that's fine. As a player, you welcome that, right? That means you're doing something right. That means you have the attention of the people.
500 fans from Lithuania have made the trip here. Official attendance in the El Choli Arena tonight, 13,504. It's not a sellout, but it is a near sellout. It feels like there's 30,000 people in this arena at times. There could only be one ticket available to move on to Paris and the Olympic Games. Lithuania will start with the basketball as we get the third quarter underway. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Reminder to make sure you lock into the Courtside 1891 app. It's the best companion to watch this game, keep up with the stats and so much more. It's going for international basketball. Gorgonis, a quiet first half scoring wise, only 3 points. Pinero closing out recklessly and then fouling a three-point shooter. And that three-point shooter is Bukevichus, who's had a nice game.
Yeah, a really nice game thus far, just playing with so much energy. See here, waiting for Pinero to go airborne and come back down, going up for a shot. But what really creates that is all the action that Lithuania run leading up to this play, right? A lot of balls, not one or two ball screens, movement off of the ball. Just really had Puerto Rico in scramble. And then in that last play there, you can see Pinero closing out of control, a lot of real estate to cover. He goes airborne, and I credit him, yes, for the effort, right? Having the urgency not to give up an open shot. Now you get a foul for three at the strike.
Bukevichus paying for Zalgiris last season. Was the 2022 Finals MVP in the LKL. Playing in Lithuania back home. EuroLeague play didn't score a ton. Just 5 points on average. He's 6 tonight. He's not a guy that you look to for scoring. It's just all the other things, the intangibles that he really brings to the table. Getting the start tonight because he's guarding Tremont Waters on the other end. That's his matchup. As you see the 5 on the floor for Puerto Rico. That's the same 5 that they started the game with. Alvarado on the rock right now. Marks Green there for Alvarado to free him up. Got the switch on Bukevichus. Turned the corner. Couldn't get the float to go. Sabonis will clear. Sabonis showing the handle. Alvarado to trap. Bukevichus starts the second half on the floor. Started the first half on the bench. Bukevichus for 3. Couldn't get the kind roll, and Waters will dribble back the other way after the Alvarado rebound. Waters for 3. Still struggling to find the range from 3. Waters now 1 of 7 from deep, 3 of 12 from the floor. He's going to try again. This time it works.
I think he heard you. You had something to say?
That was the reverse broadcaster jinx right there. 13 Waters. Alvarado picks up the foul. That's his third.
He is so tough mentally. Like not having the best shooting night. Just missed the last one. And the one he made, he didn't make it any easier on himself. Went into his dribble package, and Alvarado picking up the foul here. Gurgen's doing a good job rejecting the screen.
Puerto Rico now in a zone. See how Lithuania attacking. Sabonis down the lane. That's the fourth assist, by the way, from Dragonis. See Sabonis' numbers as Waters takes another three. 2 in a row, and he could get hot quickly. In the third quarter against Mexico, he scored 15 of his 24 to take that game over. Romero swallows the basketball. Pinero the other way. Kicks it out to Alvarado.
Get it to Tremont.
Waters on the logo. Waters wants to get in his bag. Good defense by Kevicius. Waters hesitation to the rim. Romero with the rebound. Pinero for three. Sabonis with the rebound. Kevicius. Dragonis uses the Sabonis screen. Dragonis tees up the three. Can't get it to fall. Romero clears. Waters almost turned it over. Puerto Rico's got to get it over half. They just do.
Need some control here.
Alvarado. That's such a tough move. Semenkelskis for three. Off the mark. Romero with the rebound. Puerto Rico surging. It'll be Waters. He's fouled for the shot. That won't count. Happened before the shot. And that's going to lead to a timeout. Puerto Rico, the mic is yours. What an atmosphere here at San Juan, Puerto Rico. 13,504 people have made their way down to El Choli Arena. Many wearing red, supporting Puerto Rico. There are 500 others draped in Lithuanian colors who would like to see a comeback here in the third quarter. 6:10 remaining. Puerto Rico with the basketball after that timeout. And an 8-point lead. The switch has Waters on Sabonis. Pinero inside, Condon. It's Alvarado for three. Largest lead in the game for Puerto Rico. 18 for Alvarado. Five to shoot. Dragonis has it. He's got to do something quickly. Great defense from Pinero. Tosses it up. No good.
It is so turned up in here. He had no clue that the clock was winding down and could not hear his teammates signaling him that the shot clock was winding down. Great defense by Pinero here.
Back to live action. Alvarado to the rim.
We got a problem. We have got a problem.
Where does the offense come from Lithuania? Jokubaitis inside. He'll go to the line for two. When the energy is like this in an arena, the road team has to put their head down and get to the rim and force the officials to blow the whistle.
You've got to force the officials to give you those calls, but more importantly, right, everything you discuss in that timeout, everything you discuss in your huddles have got to be crisp. And opportunities like this where you get to the free throw line, guys have got to huddle up and make sure we're on all our P's and Q's going back on defense. You've got to communicate what your next offensive set is, because you can't rely on communicating on the fly with the arena buzzing like this. Because if one guy has a misassignment, you're done for.
Jokubaitis calmly knocks down both free throws. Ball screen, Waters thought about it, now taking it to the 10. He falls. Deep shove hits up the loose ball. Numbers for Lithuania. Jokubaitis for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound is claimed by Lanovis. Lanovis now kicks it back out to Jokubaitis. Sabonis was calling for it, finally gets it. Sabonis and Romero counting, and the foul. He just bulldozed his way to the rim that time.
Yeah, that's a heavyweight bout down low with Romero and Sabonis. And Sabonis just made up his mind that this is going to be a foul or a basket on this play. He picks up both, getting over that right shoulder to that left hand. Romero bailed him out at that last second. He's doing a good job standing him up. You can just see a little bit fatigue right at the end. 10 points, 7 rebounds for Sabonis.
Sabonis misses the free throw. By the way, that was Romero's third foul and the 14th foul for Puerto Rico in this quarter. Something Lithuania can take advantage of here with plenty of time left to play in the period. Alvarado attacking, counting, and the foul.
Hey.
When you're in San Juan, there's always time to dance. That's such a tough cover right here.
Tough cover, one-on-one. Gets downhill to that right hand. Jokubaitis really didn't have a chance because he's making, excuse me. Here we go, that's a dance. A little dancing, we're having some fun now. Having some fun.
Chance of MVP rained down on Alvarado as he makes the free throw. Jokubaitis crossing over, slithering his way to the 10. Deep three, Kuzminskis off the mark. Condon cleans up the glass. Alvarado now front court. Ortiz will set the screen. Misha doing a good job of trying to fight over it. Alvarado finally got the switch he wanted. He has Sabonis on him. It's time to dance. Alvarado maybe dancing a little too much. Lost the beat. And Kuzminskis pounds it home on the other end. Officials timeout to wipe up the sweat on the court after bodies hitting the deck. This is a chance to see Kuzminskis, who really isn't that fast. This is more his speed. Throwing it down. It's a 10-point game right now. Lithuania, there's still plenty of time here in this third quarter. How do they neutralize that guard play right now? Because they're getting forced away from the basket and giving those guys so much space to go to work.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, the last play they ran a little diamond action where Alvarado comes off, you know, has a choice under the baseline whether he wants to come off right or left. And that's where that advantage is created, right? Because he's coming off so fast, changes speed, and then when he gets to catch on the basketball, he's making his attack at the basket. So you've really got to do your work early and be there before the catch, deny the catch, not allow these guys to get it in comfortable positions, because then they're using their speed against you.
Waters going to walk up the court. Outside of camera view, Maniulis walked onto the floor for Sabonis. And Condit and Alvarado spoke to each other. And Alvarado said, hey, I want him to switch on to them. So let's see if they can get that switch here. Force Maniulis to have the guard on the perimeter. Dimchuk has picked up his second foul, 13th foul now for Lithuania here in the third. Waters wants to dance on Dimchuk. The double comes. That's a great double by Yolanovis. Come away with the steal. Maniulis swing it around. Maniulis wants it on the block. Doing a lot of work on Ortiz. Very physical inside. Yolanovis stripped from behind. Who touched it last. Stays here, setting to shoot. Dimchuk's talking to one of the officials on the other end to make sure that they wipe up a wet spot. That's the reason for the delay. And here comes the crew to clean it up. The crowd getting upset because head coach Malsvidas is on the floor drawing up a play in this fake timeout, while Puerto Rico gather as players.
Little gamesmanship there. I'm sure the floor's not that wet. Use it as an opportunity to get yourself a little free timeout.
Puerto Rico only with 2 timeouts remaining in the game. Or excuse me, Lithuania with only 2 timeouts remaining in the game. Puerto Rico has 3. Clock winding down. Yolanovis fell to the floor. The foul's called, and that will send him to the line as Puerto Rico over the limit. Chris Ortiz is probably covering his mouth instead of washing it out with soap later. Having a discussion with the officials, that looked to be a foul.
Yeah, using the body there. That's a good call. You got to capitalize here. If you can get this under 10, you know, you knock down 2 of these of an 8-point game. You're setting for defense in the half court. The last possession, they did a good job. You know, whether Jamal was trying to go into his one-on-one bag, setting 2. And I think they need to do a little bit more of that. Play the numbers, play the percentages, right? If you can send 2 on his attack, and Alvarado's attack with one pass away, force those guys, force other guys to make shots, force other guys to, you know, kill you from 3. But you can't allow Tremont, you can't allow Alvarado to beat you. Because if you go back and look at this game after, you're just going to kick yourself. You do that, these were the 2 guys that have the ball in their hands, and you can't just allow them to play one-on-one.
There's Alvarado now. Howard checks into the game for Waters. 3 in red. Condit sends a screen for Reed. Condit wants it on the block, gets it. Looks at the clock, sees 5. He's tripping over himself. He's fouled by Yolanovis. Condit and Yolanovis both looking at each other in disbelief. Condit thinking, hey, how could you not think this is a foul? Yolanovis saying, what do you mean that's a foul? Could go either way, honestly. Condit looked a little bit off balance to me, but the hand is on his back.
Yeah, 2 things can be right at once. You know, a little light shove with that left hand, and Condit was already on his way down. Probably looked a little worse. Maybe he embellished it a bit. Nonetheless, Puerto Rico picks up the foul.
Have you ever played in a basketball game where you've seen this amount of bodies on the floor through 3 quarters? Like every whistle, it feels like someone is on the floor or at least getting off of the floor.
Put it this way, I've played in Serbia. I've played some cup games in Serbia. I've played a lot of games in Eastern Europe, and those were more wrestling matches than. But I've also had some Serbian teammates, which they will run through the wall for you. So to answer your question, yes.
Good use of the ice bath, I'm sure, after those. Alvarado's able to go back into the backcourt because Maniunas touched it. Ortiz from Condit. That's your big making that pass.
You know, big-to-big action. Condit showing you there's another guard out here that can pass the rock.
Reed comes up with the steal. Alvarado to Howard. Howard looking to dance. Condit. Timeout, Lithuania.
Y que no se te olvide que yo soy de Puerto Rico.
It's a party-like atmosphere right now in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Condit to Ortiz, then Condit does it himself to send this crowd into a frenzy.
Just the blow-by Howard. Condit, the awareness to cut to the basket. Condit doing a bit of everything, right? The touch on the pass for the lob, and that's going from the center to your forward.
There's a guy that got a couple buckets for the national team looking on, now coaching the BSN. He would love to see Puerto Rico get back to the Olympic Games. They still have work to do as they try to close out this third quarter with momentum. Chance of defense raining down from 13,000 plus at El Choli Arena. 5 to shoot for Lithuania. They go inside. Maniunas. Tough look.
That's good. That's tough. But in good patience because they come out of that timeout. And Puerto Rico switches up the defense. They go 2-3. And Lithuania doesn't phase them. Doing a good job moving the basketball around and getting to Maniunas, who comes up with something big.
Reed. Howard. Step back 3. Oh my goodness.
Boom. Hello.
That picture tells a lot. Condit and Maniunas doing some trash talking right now. That man right there loves to put this team together with this in mind. And the reason for the break, by the way, there was bodies again on the floor, so they want to wipe the floor up to make sure.
Boy, did he do a good job putting this team together.
He did.
Howard checks into this game, and Pavel checks into the game. They've done it all tournament, and there hasn't been any drop-off. If anything, those guys have walked again. They've brought more energy. They've come up with some big plays like we've seen here.
Ragonis Cavicius, another deep shot clock possession. They go inside to Maniunas, banging on Toro. Goes to his jump hook and makes it look easy. A 2-for-1 opportunity here for Puerto Rico if they want. Howard uses the Reed screen. And Toros. Howard for three again. Off the mark, shot clock unplugged. Lithuania could have hold for the final look. Jonas turning the corner. Kicks it to Maniunis. Back inside, Jonas at the horn. Off the mark. And Puerto Rico will take a 12-point lead into the break. We've played three. Puerto Rico 10 minutes away from punching their ticket to Paris. The numbers that tell the story of the scoreline on your screen right now. Puerto Rico able to find the range from three-point land, and Lithuania struggling big time from the land beyond. Let's take a look at some of the best plays from the third quarter. Stands between Puerto Rico and Paris. They haven't been to the Olympic Games since '04. Lithuania want to get back there. They went 9 straight times, but failed to get there in 2021 after hosting the Olympic qualifying tournament. Their backs are against the wall here. San Juan, 13,000 plus, rocking the El Choli Arena. Still plenty of time left in this basketball game. No, they're not going to go down without a fight. It's Puerto Rico basketball to start the fourth. Howard will trigger the inbound. Howard, Ortiz, Reed, Clavel, and Toro start the fourth for Puerto Rico. Kuzminskis gets stripped by Ortiz. Kuzminskis, Maniunis, Pergonis, Kavicius, and Mildanovas on the floor for Lithuania. Romanis Sabonis still on the bench. Here to start the fourth. Pergonis, a tough catch. Kuzminskis thought about the three. Ortiz hit him in the face. Confirmation of the 5 on the floor right there on your screen. How long do you leave Romanis Sabonis on the bench in a 12-point game right now?
I think you've got to come back within by 9 minutes, 8:30 max. It also depends on the rhythm and the flow of the game for Puerto Rico. They make 2 more big shots, and Lithuania can't score, and you got to get them in faster.
Lithuania ice cold from 3-point range right now. They are 3 of 18 from 3 after that last miss. Pergonis takes it inside. He misses the floater. Reed has it. Looks to slow things down.
They've been ice cold from 3, but they also don't have much creativity off of the ball. Everybody's 1-2 dribbles and just a bit stagnant with their offense. And that's the difference between them and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has far more creativity at the guard positions.
Sabonis waiting to check in at the next whistle. Puerto Rico starts the fourth with back-to-back turnovers offensively. Pergonis and the open floor gets the lay-in. Quiet 5-point night for Pergonis. Tavish is right up for Howard's grill. Howard, this side to Clavel. Watched by Grigonis. Lines up a three.
Those two have no fear. They have no fear. This is such a luxury for Puerto Rico to have both of these guys come in and just play as tough as they do, as fearless as they do.
Grigonis' floater not there. Ricobitis will also check in at the next whistle. Clavel crossing over to the rim. No timeout signaled right now by Coach Marksvidas because he only has one left in the game. And there's 7:50 in this quarter. This team's got to figure it out. Lukavicius takes the three and misses it. Clavel for three. Off the mark, almost was able to get his own miss.
I got chills.
It just feels right now like Lithuania are a step slow. And as I say that, Lukavicius puts on the burners and draws a foul. The second team foul for Puerto Rico here in this quarter.
Well, it's a step slow, but Lukavicius, Montañez having a tough time right now. Lukavicius took a tough, ill-advised shot the last possession down, and Montañez really wasn't happy with it. Right now is not the time for a team to be falling apart. In fact, you got to come together. Got to find ways to come together in adverse times.
Third foul for Ortiz. They left Kuzminskis alone. It didn't matter.
Right now they're 3 for 20 from that three-point line. Kuzminskis 0 for 5.
Howard uses the Toro screen, gets the switch. Sabonis on him. Toro fell, and they turn it over. So third turnover here in this fourth, and Toro's going to get called for an unsportsmanlike as he grabbed Villanobis. It was the only thing he could do instinctively, he just kind of grabbed him.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You can't really be mad. You know the intent. Very tough passes on the floor. And all his thing is finding a way to slow down this transition so Lithuania doesn't have a 5-on-4 advantage. Like you mentioned, natural instinct.
More importantly, already the 13th foul for Puerto Rico here. So 2 in the ball coming up for Lithuania. Lithuania only shooting 69% from the foul line right now. Villanobis goes 1-2 from the line there. And youngster hoping she can see her team come back from down 14. Kevich is back on the floor. Kuzminskis leaves. Sabonis Yokovitis also back on the floor. Lukavicius for three. They left him alone a little bit of daylight, and he drills it. Puerto Rico can't fall asleep here. There's still plenty of time in this game. We know Lithuania's not going to go down without a fight. Reed gets the switch on Sabonis. Sabonis moving his feet well. Reed, tough look. We're constantly putting Sabonis in situations where he has to guard a perimeter play.
They're exploiting him. They're really going at him, exploiting him. They have 4 guys on the floor at all times that can attack him.
Ricobitis. That's Villanobis who drills the mid-range jump shot. 6 to play.
Lithuania can't trade baskets right now. Right? They made 2 consecutive. Well, you've got to come up with a stop. Have to get a stop. And consecutive stops at that.
Once again, screen and roll action. Howard for three.
That man is crazy. He is crazy.
11th three of the night from Puerto Rico. Villanobis once again on the block. Inside, Sabonis powering his way through, missed it. Villanobis had a chance at it. Last touch by Puerto Rico. They'll stay here with 14 on the shot clock.
The difference here for Sabonis is in the NBA, when he gets that ball that low, that deep, there's nobody else in the paint, right? And usually there's one defender. If he can get by that one defender or bump off the defender in front of him, that is a bucket. Right now, he's seeing 2, 3, 4 red shirts, a sea of red shirts. And it's play ball. It is play ball, so they can beat him up all they want.
And they can't make enough threes to open that up for him either. Villanobis inside, a tough look, and to your point, that time, as soon as he caught it, 2 red jerseys were right there waiting.
Right there, and that is the difference. Talk about the spacing. You hear a lot of guys say that FIBA international play is a lot more physical. It's not that the guys are bigger or stronger or more athletic. It's that paint is so junked up. It's so convoluted down there that you bump off one defender, there's a second one coming. Or even when there's not a double team, you can still feel that second and third defender.
And here Villanobis knocks down the first free throw. He's now shooting 60% from the line. By the way, that was the 4th team foul for Puerto Rico here in this period. Next one to put them in a penalty. That last whistle brought Condit back into the game and Waters. Howard is still on the floor while Alvarado stands on the bench, happy to cheer his team on. Foul in the backcourt's the first team foul for Lithuania. They could be a little aggressive here, knowing that they got fouls to give. Puerto Rico has all 3 timeouts remaining here. Lithuania with 1. Reed looking to work on Jokubaitis. Reed, step back 3. Not a good possession that time for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's got to get to the basket, get himself in the bonus for the next 4 minutes right on this possession right here. Don't bail them out with a 3.
Villanobis misses that one. And Lithuania shooting 18% tonight from 3-point range. 42% overall. Waters eating the clock. Now spinning off Jokubaitis. Double comes. He goes right around it. Can't get it to fall. A battle for the basketball. Jokubaitis comes away with it and looking to push. Kevicius from the corner for 3. That's off. Jokubaitis with the rebound. Sabonis sets a hard screen. Jokubaitis for 3. Finally, they get one to drop.
Puerto Rico, timeout.
Puerto Rico's going to call one of their 3 timeouts here with 3:55 remaining in the game. 72-63 is your score. Puerto Rico trying to get back to the Olympic Games. Let's take a look at the energy tracker for the starting 5 here for Puerto Rico. Condit and Waters, 24 minutes apiece to lead the way, but it's been an entire team effort as Puerto Rico not afraid to go to their bench here, and their bench giving them big time production in that 4th quarter to start.
Yeah, the bench has definitely delivered. They came up and not just scoring, but energy plays. And you look at right now, 27 to 21 points from the bench, and Lithuania's been contributing as well. But I think the way Puerto Rico's guards came in, it really caught Lithuania off guard, right? The big shots and the intensity that came with. And Lithuania really hasn't been able to find it from the 3-point. Jokubaitis here knocking down a big one, inside-outside game. You have a 9-point game right now. Hopefully that can get some things started for them, right? But I mentioned it earlier before that you've got to come up with stops, right? You can't trade baskets right now. You've got down a big one. Coming out of this timeout right now, this defensive possession is going to be extremely important for Lithuania.
Let's see how they handle business here. Jose Alvarado back onto the floor. So Puerto Rico go with Alvarado, Pinero, Condit, Ortiz. And Waters is on the rock right now. They're going to trap him. Beats the trap. Skip past this side. They swing it around. Alvarado now takes his time, looking at Lukevicius, attacking the float, not there. He's going to get his own, and he's going to pull it back out.
And he may have had a 2 off of that rebound, but thinking about killing clock.
Waters tosses it high up and in. The guards have just been unguardable along the perimeter. Lukevicius for 3, missed it. Alvarado crosses the timeline. And whistle here as Waters in the backcourt got smacked in the eye. So officials takes the time, an official timeout to allow Waters to leave the bench. That'll bring Jordan Howard back into the game. Look at that last teardrop from Waters.
That is such a tough floater. His momentum is going forward towards the basket, and he just puts enough air under it just to guide him. He's already going forward, so he's going to take that ball with him. And he just guides it.
As a wing player who had to help side defense every now and then, where that guard will drop that floater, how tough is it for this? It really hurts your feelings when that floater just goes over your fingertips and drops in the way that one goes.
There's nothing, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll tell you what it also does, is that adds 10 more years to guys' careers. Oh, Sabonis here pushing the ball. Miscommunication.
Starting to see some frustration now for Lithuania.
I would like to see a bit more camaraderie, chemistry, and communication there. Neither one of those guys made eye contact and say, my bad, or next play.
Body language right now falling apart. Lithuania, such a close-knit team. It's Pinero wrestling with Lenovis, and Lenovis is going to get called for the foul.
Third personal foul number 92.
It's the second team foul for Lithuania here in the quarter. Alvarado watched by Jokubaitis. It comes up the screen. It's good hands by Jokubaitis. Jokubaitis to the rim. 74-65 the score. 2:09 remaining. The finals here, the Olympic qualifying tournament in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico trying to get back to the Olympic Games for the first time since 2004. Ortiz with the hammer. Dragonis. Sabonis is going to try a 3. Left it short. Howard has it.
That might have done it. That might have done it. You got a big dunk like that, and you got Sabonis taking 3s. It might be curtains.
Minute 33. And San Juan feeling it. Here's Ortiz skying for the slam. Reality starting to settle in. 1:33, Lithuania take their final timeout. And El Choli Arena is deafening. What we got here, there were questions about this Puerto Rican roster. Would they do enough? Did they have enough? And can they finally pull it off? 1 minute and 33 seconds away from finding out and realizing the dream of getting back to the Olympic Games. On the other side for Lithuania, they came here with one goal, and that was to make the Olympic Games. They had their hearts broken at home last time around by Luka Doncic, and right now, their hearts are in the process of breaking, and it's Jose Alvarado, another guard, doing the damage. inbounding. Jose Alvarado has it. Gets trapped and bangs it off of Jokubaitis to keep possession. Tremont Waters is going to check back into the game.
Puerto Rico coming in, number 51.
Howard will sit. Kuzminskas looks on. Condit has it. Here's Waters. Sent two at him. Alvarado turns the corner. Going to have to put it up. It's good defense that time by Sabonis as he smacked it away. Villanovas. The bonus. This side, Jokubaitis inside. Kevicius dumps it off. Villanovas missed it point blank. And Ortiz with the rebound. And this place is starting to feel it. Waters will inbound here. Howard. Puerto Rico just trying to eat clock. And Alvarado stepped out of bounds.
Stop for Puerto Rico. And number 0.
Pinero will check back into the game for Howard. 48 seconds remaining. Feels like we're one stop away. Puerto Rico to start celebrating. Gorgonis for 3. Not going to let it happen easily. As Gorgonis drills the 3. A quick sub will get Pinero out of the game, and Howard will check in for him. Got to get free throw shooters on the floor if you're Puerto Rico. These fouls are coming. Jokubaitis. Gets it to Howard. Howard over to Waters. Waters was fouled by Bukevicius with 34.4. Instead, 4th team foul.
One more foul. You're in the bonus.
Lithuania, coming in, number 43, Lucas Lekavicius.
Lithuania got to take it quickly here. Waters spinning away on the baseline, keeping the dribble alive. Time ticking away on Lithuania. Alvarado, Howard, nailing the coffin.
There we go. There it is. There it is.
They've waited 20 long years, but Puerto Rico is going back to the Olympic Games in 2024. Rico is going to the Olympic Games. Announcement for the official ticket presentation at center court. The boarding pass is there. Puerto Rico off to Paris. Paris, get ready. Here come Los Boricuas. What a performance. What a tournament. And we're going to get the announcement for the MVP, Tissot MVP. As Jose Alvarado earns the MVP award.
Presented by FIBA Secretary General, Mr.
Andreas Zalagris giving the MVP award to Jose Alvarado, FIBA's Secretary General. Pleasure to have him here to witness this history here in Puerto Rico. And it's time to hit a little dance. What a performance by Alvarado here in this tournament. And in the final, provided 23 points. Shooting 64% from the field. When they needed him to show up, he showed up, and they brought it. And now he's going to lead this team of tremendous guards to Paris. The Olympic field is set. All 12 teams now qualified. And it doesn't get any easier from here, but Puerto Rico will celebrate tonight. I don't know if they'll be able to get everyone out of here.
It's going to be a party all night.
This should be open tonight, all night long.
Not one person has left their seat.
Including the Lithuanian fans who are paying respect for what they saw here all week long. And you got to credit Lithuania for coming out and being a game opponent tonight. But just too much guard play. And that's something that you had pegged since the start of the tournament. Guard play would be so important, and guard play is what won the tournament.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it a number of times. And I've said, you know, in a close game, give me the guards, give me the better guards and the guard play. And man, Howard, Gravel, Waters, Alvarado, your MVP. These boys, they kept the pressure on. And they were skilled, but they also play with heart. They play with passion. Look at this place.
An incredible tournament here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We started with six teams. One left standing. It's Puerto Rico. Greece also punching their ticket through a FIBA OQT. They won it at home. They're probably still partying. Spain punched their ticket at a FIBA OQT. They won it at home. They're probably still partying. We know Brazil is also going to the Olympic Games. They were able to upset Latvia on the road. And here we go. Here in San Juan. Celebration begins tonight, and I'm sure it's going to go on to the early morning. Our colleagues at the other three OQTs, Josh, Jeff, Julia, Mark, Shona, Michael, did an incredible job to set the table for us tonight. And we had fun calling this one. I'm sure we're going to have some fun tonight, enjoying what was an incredible tournament. So here it is, the road to the Olympic Games, the 12 teams that will be in Paris, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Serbia, South Sudan, the US, Brazil, Greece, Spain, and last but not least, Puerto Rico, headed to the games in Paris. We hope you enjoyed all 4 OQTs. We enjoyed it ourselves. For my partner, Javon Shepard, I'm Carlin Gay. See you next time.
Aquí nadie se ha ido.